welcome to our very first cold joint, not good enough money episode.
That's right,
Co-jointly.
because previously I had one episode of
Yes.
solo
Like
money.
a year and a half ago. Like this shit was, he did
Yeah.
it once. It was like 6 minutes. He had like rock music playing in the background.
Yeah,
Our mics were shitty.
it was
We didn't know what was going
amazing.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now we're doing this co-operatively, jointly, whatever that meant. And basically, we're gonna have a slew of episodes coming for NG Money with a main, quote unquote, topic on it. Our main conversation, and this week is actually goals. And we're gonna talk a little bit about our goals and how we came
Sure.
to those goals.
Okay.
As we see very, very shortly, Andy's goal was very, very easy to make. Explain why it was easy to make that goal of yours, Andy.
Oh, well, I went to school.
Mm-hmm. First mistake.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't a mistake the first go around. It was the mistake the second go around. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, I need to get rid of my student loans.
Yes.
Like that is a big anchor holding me down.
And how long have you been paying this?
It's not just me. It's not just holding me down. It's holding my wife and I down. Like
it's holding the whole country down as a collective.
Fuck, man. Let me tell you something. Like, we have talked about this plenty of times.
Too many fucking times.
Too many fucking times. I don't know why I have to keep on bringing it up. Because you
get so riled up.
Did you say student loans? Man, it just makes me speechless. Like, this whole fucking country has...
We have dipped very wildly.
Like, this generation was taught, you just don't follow instructions.
What the fuck does that mean?
Like, you don't do it as you're told. For me,
go to college. And,
I was told to go to college. You go to college, you're gonna get a good job. You're gonna make good money. You get a degree. You have to do these things. And then turns out, no, you don't really have to. As a matter of fact, there's too many educated people. Too many people going to college and whatnot and getting higher education degrees, that there's nobody that's making vocational.
Yeah. Nobody's hiring them when they come out.
There's no mechanics. Everybody's trying to go to, school to business, whatever it is, and there's no vocational, learnings out there. Everybody is just in college. I mean, when our parents were college age, I mean, you didn't have to go to college, and you could still,
Well, I mean, I feel like it's
get
the same
a good
now.
job.
I feel like it's the same now, but it
is.
The reason why it doesn't seem like it's working more now is because now I'm gonna talk mad shit about my generation. But y'all gotta know this is my generation, so I'm allowed to talk shit about these people. They fucking suck. All right, they're fucking lazy. Right, I see it every day in the pharmacy where these 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds, their fucking parents are the ones that take care of the medicines, that come pick up their medicines, and they're like, "Oh, my child can't pay for it. I guess I will." No, fuck you. You pay for this shit yourself. See, you went to college twice, too many times.
Too many times.
Too many times is what happened with you.
Yep.
I didn't go to college. Right. I did for like 2 semesters.
I mean, you learn pretty quick that you're like, it's not for me.
Exactly. I did. Actually, I didn't even want to go the first 2 times. It was kind of like you have to go to college type thing.
Yeah. So you broke out of the cycle. You took that whatever pill that was in the Matrix. They were like, no, I'm getting out of this. It was red or blue. I never can remember.
I don't know.
My thought was just take both of them and see what happens.
All right. Andy is a pill popper. I'm definitely gonna fucking watch out for you. Okay. So, yeah, I went to college for 2 semesters, and then I realized that the shit wasn't for me. So, instead of falling back on my parents, already at the time that I had realized college is not for me, I already moved out.
Yeah.
And I just realized I have to work hard to get what I want, and I don't want to go to school, so I might not become a doctor or whatever. I might not make doctor money, but I at least am gonna do what I enjoy, and I'm gonna have to work hard. Yeah, maybe a little bit harder than somebody else, or maybe a little bit less. But I mean, I'm at least gonna work hard. At least that's at least twice. I'm gonna work hard for me at
Hmm.
the minimum, so I can get what I enjoy. And I mean, it's working out for me, but I see in my generation that doesn't happen a lot. Where these kids don't. Oh, I guess they're not kids now. My generation's kind of either like high school or leaving. These young adults
Hmm.
are very like sheltered and not work ethically driven. We're not work ethic. Yeah, work ethic. What was it called? Work what? What's it called? Work what?
What are you trying to say?
Work ethic.
Work ethic.
Your work drive. They're not work driven.
Driving.
They're not work driven.
They're not motivated.
They're not motivated to work. They want to be lazy.
Oh, especially
And
COVID also doesn't help the situation either.
no, it doesn't.
It's middle of the road for me. When it comes to like these, the government handouts and whatnot. Like, I mean, I lost money because I lost hours. People lost jobs, but then you have a lot of people that are totally against, these handouts. The government shouldn't be, giving money to everybody and
we
all
actually
this
talked
stuff. And
about
I'm
this.
like,
We talked about it.
yes and no. I mean, you need to be looking for a job in order to really receive unemployment benefits. If you're
Relying on unemployment
to
for
my
long term.
to my
is different.
understanding is that if you are offered a job and you're on unemployment, you have to take that job because in that case the government isn't letting you pick and choose what job you want to get when you are unemployed.
Yeah.
You take that job and then go get another, apply for another job while you're working that job. Just like,
Yeah.
if you never lost your job.
Yeah.
It's going to keep you, getting by, it's short term
Without having
situation.
to rely on a third entity.
Right.
Is that
Now,
I feel like
on
that's
the
what's
other
happening a lot.
the other side
Yeah.
of the situation on that is that people are making more money on unemployment
yeah.
than they were actually working. So why would they go back to work when they're making more money not working? That right there, the problem is that the employers are not paying the money that people need to make. If the United States government handout is more valuable than actually having a job, there's something wrong with the jobs.
That's true. That's true. But you have to, you have to search for what you want. Is what it is. I mean, I bitch about my pay a little bit because I'm doing more shit than what I was doing when I got paid the same amount. I'm doing shots now. That's a big fucking liability. That my responsibility, my work responsibility has now it's triple now because I have to give shots. And now starting what was it yesterday, I had to start giving shots to 12-year-olds.
Oh,
So I'm
minors.
yeah. Well, I was giving shots to 16 and up, but now it's 12 and up. So I got little fucking kids. So my liability is now fucking went through the roof. Way too fucking high, my liability. And I have the same amount of pay. So I bitch about it, but at the same time, if I really have a problem with it enough to where I'm gonna change something, like I'm already, trying to figure out if they're gonna give me a raise. But if I really have a problem with it, I'm just gonna find a new job. And what I feel like it's happening nowadays is a lot of people, and I'm talking specifically my generation. It's just so I don't want too many people get mad out there. There's not a lot of, there's no work drive. They don't. There's a lot of dependency going on that I don't like. They're living with their parents till 25, 20 something, and it's like you're not going to school. What really is the reason you're still living with your parents? Or you move out, you move in with a roommate, and you got roommates for 20 fucking years.
No, hold up there for a second because, I didn't move out of my parents' house until I went to my second school. So I was 21. So I was still living with my parents. I never left the house.
You were at school though.
And there was a good year where I wasn't going to school. It was after I graduated from my first school, and then I went to my second school. I knew right then and there, I was not making the money that I needed to make to survive, even with roommates. And plus, I didn't trust anybody.
Good.
I didn't want to. I'm an only child. I didn't learn to share. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. No, every
Like,
situation is different.
There's
but-
absolutely no way that I would have been, you know, in a good situation if I moved out of, you know, my parents' house. Like
Well,
I would have lost all my money because it would have been way too much, and I wasn't making the money I needed to make, and this was 10 years ago.
Yeah, every situation is different, obviously. It all depends on your certain situation and what else you have going on in your life. There's a lot of factors, obviously. I'm very generalizing in this. But from what I've seen from the people that I'm hearing from the customers, from their parents, or I'm just looking at my friends or whatever, you're not doing anything right now. You're done with school, or you're not going to school. You have a part-time job, and then you don't do anything else, man. You ask your parents for money, and it's like, where is the drive to just lose that dependency? Where is your goal? What is your goal to do? Which is
Right.
going back to our topic of today's a money episode, is what is your goal, and what are you doing to reach that goal? And I'm wondering what a lot of these people's goals are, because I've recently come up with a money goal for myself, which is actually my first I want to say big goal I've set for myself. I've just had to change my priorities around and what I've wanted in my life, because right now I'm not getting anything else of the shit that I really want. So I might as well just focus on money.
Sure.
So
yeah, focus on yourself.
Exactly. I'm focusing on trying to make $30,000 by February of next year. Now
30 grand.
30 grand. Now,
so how much are you at right now? 0?
Right now.
So you want to make 30 grand by February.
By February.
So it's what, May right now? So that's
May.
what, 10 months?
10 months.
Okay, so $3,000 a month.
By when my lease is up.
Oh, that's why you have that date.
That's why I have February, not just
Okay.
not just.
Okay.
Oh, I really love February. No, that's when my lease is up. So I want to
you
get
get
30K.
10 months, so you get $3 grand a month to save.
3 grand. Save? I don't know. I don't know if you know my expensive.
Save, make, whatever you want to call it.
So all right, so
you can make 30 grand by February, but you gonna spend 35 grand by February? Like, are you
have
gonna
you seen
like
my shoe collection? Have you seen my shoe collection?
You're
I might have pulled up in slides today, bro. But trust me, I got shoes.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm concerned. Like, you should be saving it.
Which I
am.
am.
What are you gonna do this $30,000 with?
So this all started in January when I went to Davenport, Florida, with my father. With my father.
My father.
Nah, I met him there with a bunch of family members. We were having a great time. And they were talking about Bitcoin. And I'm like, oh, I've heard of Bitcoin. Obviously, everybody's.
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it.
You're looking at. Oh, come on! Yes, it's rising. Yes.
Yeah, they were talking about it, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then I got to talk to my dad, and I got to talk to my uncle. They were talking about not all the money that they've made, but the potential that they've had, and the even just some of the money that they've made. And I'm like, you know what? That's interesting. I want to do that. So I got into Robinhood, sponsor. And then I got into Robinhood. I put some money in. And I've seen my money go up enough to make a difference, enough to catch my eye, enough to where I check Robinhood like 7 fucking times a day. Even at work, I have Robinhood breaks. I'm like, all right, Jessica, time to check Robinhood.
Gonna go steal from the rich. Be right back.
Yeah. So for what I want to do, so my goal is 30,000. I make $17.25 an hour. That's $3,500 a year. $35,880 a year
before tax.
Yeah. Don't remind me.
Before bills.
Before the fucking gas.
So you basically
make like 27.
But what you make now, you almost want to make double that.
Yes.
Within 10 months.
Easy.
So you want to do more than 100% more of your income.
Yes.
Okay, and how are you going to do that?
Cake. So Robinhood. So I have been investing in the cryptocurrency market. If you've watched our main podcast episode that came out or that's coming out, I guess May 17th. It is yeah, it's coming out May 17th, bitch. If you watched on the green screen, we had Dogecoin up the whole time. That's where I made most of my money. Actually, I have about I have $5,400 right now in total, which about 3,000 of it is of my own money that I've put in. So about $2,000 is profit, which isn't bad. It's a little under 100%, but also it's been dipping.
Well, it's 40%, right?
Yeah, but it's under 100.
5,000.
That's like 60%.
5,000 is 5.
Sir, it's okay. Well, I'll go. I'll log
3,000 out of
right
5,000 is like 40%.
It's about. Jesus, Robinhood. It's about 76%.
No. Oh, well, that's your all-time.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, we'll just go to the numbers, right there.
Yeah, so it's just about 70-something.
Okay, well that's pretty sweet.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I'm gonna fucking, be rich and do all this shit.
Yeah.
But the reason I made this goal for myself is to have something to look forward to. And the way I structure this goal is I want to make 30,000, and once I get to the 30, I want to leave 15K in there and have that reinvested back into Robinhood.
Right.
It's always good to reinvest your money. Keep the money flow going. And then I'm gonna take 15K out and I'm gonna put it in a savings account. And in that savings account, it doesn't matter. I'll just take the money out, whatever. 5,000 out of that 15K that I take out is gonna go towards a new car.
Just 5?
Yeah, I'm just gonna buy a used. I want a Nissan 370Z.
Why don't you use 10 of that? 10 of the 15. Get yourself a really nice car. It'll last you a decade.
Well, why do I need a really nice car? That's the thing.
Well, I'm not.
But here's what I'm using
You're not going to get a super fancy car for 10 grand. I'm just saying you're going to get a pretty decent, reliable car for 10 grand that you made and earned for free. I mean, using the stock market, and then it'll be good for like 10 years.
Well, that's fine. Now, I mean, my car, which is 10 years old now, is
$5 grand.
My car, which is 10 years old now, my 2011 Honda Civic, my dad bought for graduation 3 years ago, and that was like $4K. So I feel like with $5K,
okay,
I could buy a nice little Nissan that I want. My dream car is a Nissan 370Z because I'm a man that has achievable dreams that I set for myself. And here's the thing. Here's the reason why I'm using 5K and not 10K. The other 10K, I'm going to leave in the savings account. And this is why I set the date of February. When my lease is up, I want to move to a 2-bedroom apartment. It's what I was going to do this year, honestly. But the only reason I didn't was because there was no 2 bedrooms available. But I was 100% willing to spend $100 extra just for the 2-bedroom. So I'm going to buy a 2-bedroom apartment, or rent a 2-bedroom apartment, excuse me. And then for the rent money, whenever rent comes due, let's say it's $1,000, whatever, or it's probably not gonna be that expensive in Gainesville, like $800, a decent one maybe. You never know. But that 10K. Whenever rents come up, I'm just gonna take out from that 10K. So I don't have to I don't have to do what I'm doing now, basically, where I'm not necessarily living paycheck to paycheck. I'm obviously saving some money. That's how I was able to put $3 grand into Robinhood in just 5 months. But I'm also worried when rent is coming up and my paycheck hasn't hit yet. Let's say the rent is up on the 1st and I get paid on the 4th. I'm like, oh shit. If I pay rent on the 1st, I got 3 days where I don't have as much money as I'm comfortable having.
Why don't you continue keeping your budget that you have, and you have that 10K that's in your savings account or in a account, but before you drop all that. All right, let's back up.
Yeah, okay.
So, congratulations. You achieved your goal of 30K, right? So, you're splitting the 30K in half. So, you are taking out 15K, right?
Yep.
5 of that is going to a car. There's a little car.
Wow, that drawing is
okay.
Amazing.
And then the other 10 is going to some account. But before you put it into an account, and I don't recommend a savings account, just put it in some type of uh, Roth IRA.
Like high interest.
High interest,
Mm.
super safe. It's a long-term investment. Only do 8 of that, because then your other 2 goes into your checking account. Don't change your budget. Don't change your spending habits. That's now your buffer. Now you don't have to worry about it. You have that fluff in your account that you don't have to worry. Is my check gonna come in on time that it needs to come in, which it should. You work at a corporate company.
Yeah, no, it comes the same 6 in the morning every Thursday.
Yeah.
Or every 2 Thursdays.
So anyway, there's that 2K right there. You'll be fine.
Well, what is the interest on the 8K on the like a
Who
regular
knows?
R or Roth?
Roth IRA. I don't know. I mean, I listen to the Ramsey Solutions people all the time. Sponsor. And he's always Dave's always giving this example of like 10 or 12%, APR
For a year.
Yeah. So who knows? Yeah, but I mean, I have not gotten to that level of investment and the money aspect of that. Like, I am not that far ahead in the schedule. So I really don't know that much detail on how all that specifics work, but that's what he's been saying. I don't know if that make any sense to you. But doesn't matter, because savings accounts now don't, back in the day.
Back in my day.
When you were born, I had a savings account and you made interest.
Mm-hmm.
Like the banks paid you for having money in savings account. Now it's virtually zero. You'll get like a penny or something like that, like every statement, which is a slap in the face. I mean, it's basically zero interest.
Yeah.
Right. But before, you'd make a couple of bucks or something like that. It's just for having money in your savings account. Even then, it's not really a lot of money. You're not like becoming super rich. But if you put the same amount of money into like a safe and high yield, group of companies, which is the mutual funds, and then you'd be making more money with money you're just putting aside.
Well, yeah. The reason I haven't thought about that, or I haven't, not that I haven't thought about it.
What would you be doing with that 8K? Because that's what I'd be doing if I was in your shoes.
So, the reason why I don't really, damn, this might sound harsh. I don't really give a fuck about that. And the reason why is because that, if I get to the 30K, obviously I'm doing something right.
Sure.
On that front, on
sure.
that investment front. So like, yeah, the 8K is safe.
The 30K.
You can never.
I'm assuming that's from cryptocurrency.
Most of it's crypto, some stocks.
Okay, so that is your second job. That's how you're making the money that you're making now at the same time.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Okay, go on.
So the 8K is safe. Don't get me wrong, and you don't know what the fuck happened with crypto. The other day, I was down $2,000. That shit was scary as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. I was down $2,000. That shit. Just yesterday, I was down $1,700. Now I'm only down $500. But it's that 8K doesn't bother me because I don't want a buffer. Because the thing is, I don't put money in my savings. Let's be honest here. I do a daily transfer of $1. Just whatever, just to do it, fuck it, just a daily transfer. Mm-hmm. Because I see the money in my bank account, and I'm like, I'm just gonna buy a gold chain, fucking Jesus piece, or I'm getting 4 tattoos at once, fuck it,
or one on each limb,
or look, it's a pair of Yeezys, time to buy these Yeezys, and wear them on my feet, even though they don't fit in my closet.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I could put the 8K in a savings account and one of the Roth IRAs and just forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100% what would happen. But then I am super aware of my money and where it's at. So I'm just gonna be thinking, where the fuck is the 8K? Where the fuck is the 8K? So
what are you doing with the 8K? You haven't answered that. No, like, what would you be doing?
The 8K is your idea.
What would you be doing with the 10K?
The 10K, I just leave in my savings. But I know it's there, and I don't.
Because you want to You want to pay rent with it?
Yes.
Okay, then that's gonna last you if maybe a
If it's
year,
yeah. But
and
then
then
that's where the other 15K comes from. The other 15K that I leave in there, the next year, I want to make 45K. But hopefully by the end of next year, your boy got a girlfriend and we link up. Oh, wrong ring, wrong finger. Link up.
all right, interesting. Well,
And
continue doing your research, man.
no, 100%. I mean, obviously this may sound stupid or I might sound naive or whatever. Long term wise, I don't think too much about the long term. I think more medium short. Which is funny because when we were talking about kids, I was talking about fucking kids like 10 years down the line.
Mm-hmm.
But also I'm it's something to get to tide me over in this very lonely state that I'm in. Just go to work, give shots, go back home, do nothing,
sell drugs,
get drunk, and
mm-hmm.
just cry.
Oh, fascinating, man.
And then with the second bedroom, Andy. See, guys, this is where I'm thinking about y'all. Second bedroom, I'm gonna make an office, and I'm just gonna have it set up at all times for the podcast, so we don't have to spend an hour on setup. And
that'd be wonderful.
I'm gonna buy myself a nice little iMac, the like $1,300 one or whatever. Or it's not gonna be $1,300. You gotta add the RAM and all that. It'll be like $2K. But bro, the 2K one, the screen like this thin, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's thin, bro.
Yeah,
like
I got it.
It's like as thin as my fucking phone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thinner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Sure.
I'm copping that. That's gonna be my desktop.
Okay, proud of you.
You got the green screen up, attached to the wall, so it doesn't have like bumps and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll have to come to my house, asshole.
Then I'll have to come to your house. Yeah.
But yeah, that's
yeah.
my
No,
goal.
that'll be great because I would love to declutter my office.
Oh, you need it. I'm trying to help you out at this point. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
and I was about to do it, and then all the stuff just appeared.
This is my office too, goddamn. And Andy, this is my goal that we were talking about for the last whatever minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because your goal is $30,000 as well, but it's the complete opposite of mine.
Yes.
Where I'm making $30K so I could buy something. You're making $30K so you could pay something back.
Yeah, something like that. It's student loans.
Yeah.
Like I have roughly about 30,000 left on my student loans. And my situation's a little bit different because my money's tied up with my wife, and it's all about give and take, when it comes to marriage.
Yep.
And that's exactly
Mostly
what's going on. It's give and take. We both have to, be on the same path and, the same game plan and all that jazz. But my goal, I would love to be able to be debt free, only because I want to be able to. My goal is to have my accounts completely debt free.
Right. She got her own shit, but that's her own shit.
She has her own student loans. We have a mortgage together. I have a car payment, but my student loans, that's my goal because I just want to get that shit out. I want to get that beyond me. Like, I just don't want it there anymore. You know what I mean? Because it's like $500 some a month. It's gone down because shit has been paid off and whatnot. But it's just, weighing on you.
Now, how long have you been paying the student loans since you got out of school?
Yeah, 2013.
2013, so about 8 years. You've been paying it for 8 years.
Yeah.
And how much debt did you have when you started?
Oh God. I mean, it's hard. It's hard for me to really answer that question because I mixed it in with the total amount of debt that I had at the times. But I would say that I probably had 65, 70,000 in debt. That was like the bottom of the barrel for me. Yeah, it was depressing. And I didn't have like a master's degree or anything like that. I wasn't a doctor or anything like that,
You don't have a triple bigger paying job.
I don't have like 15 random letters behind my name. You know, like I'm just some guy that plays on the
Andy
computer.
Keller, that's it.
Some, no name tag henchman like in a movie. Like I'm gonna get whacked.
Yeah, and the credit, you're like crew member number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So obviously you're in a better position now than you were 8 years ago, paying this debt off because you have a mortgage now and you're married and you have car payments, but at the same time you're married. You're married and you have a better job now. So
yes.
You have more income coming in, which not necessarily the difference will go back to the debt, but you have more of a structure now and more of a.
I feel like I have more of a purpose. Because then that was
God
also.
You found yourself, man.
Listen, man, it wasn't easy. It's fucking hard. And anybody else out there that's dealing with that shit, you can message us. Message me.
Him, not me.
I
dropped out.
David is not gonna fucking care.
I
will help you out as much as I possibly can. Like I'm also going to therapy. You should probably try some yourself. Just try one session. You'll get hooked.
It's all right.
But listen, like it's being human's hard. It really is. And this emotions, the rules, and having them bathe. It's just there's just so much going on. It's all of the things.
Okay.
It's all of the things.
No, for sure.
And let alone now you got to pay back money. Like, what the fuck is money? Like who fucking cares? You should have known better for having me like go to school. On your on your dime or whatever. You can have an 18-year-old kid that basically gets a mortgage to go learn stuff. They have no assets to their name. Like they're a complete liability.
No assets, and they can go through school, finish it, and just not fucking do it. Not do that shit that they got the degree.
There's that too.
But
then that's more on the kid. They
might not be interested, and halfway through they might be like, "This is not for me." They might switch, and then like they have to take all these fucking classes.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like coming from a banking standpoint, it's completely predatory. They should not have gotten into involved in student loans and whatnot. And as a matter of fact, I unfortunately was banking with Wells Fargo. I mean, I still am.
I use Wells Fargo. What's the problem with that?
Well, they dropped the ball on our mortgage. Like, since this is a money episode, we can talk about that.
Yeah, fuck.
So, 3 business days before we sign the documents, they call us. They to let us know that, oh, actually, your credit score is not good enough. We're pulling out. What? Like, you're telling us now? You said it was okay. You said we were approved. Why would you say that you were approved and then wait fucking 20-some days and then say, oh, by the way...
Yeah, JK.
JK, no thanks. I mean...
Nah, that's fucked up.
It completely fucked up.
Nah, that's fucked up.
We almost lost 10 grand on that.
Oof.
Yeah, because we already put a down payment,
Oof.
On the house. And it was like a no refund type deal. But anyway, so there's that, and I got my student loans through them, and usually, well, typically what happened was it was the straw that broke the camel's back was the mortgage situation. But before that, I was able to do whatever I wanted. I was like, yo, I need a credit line. They're like, 10 grand. All right, that works.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I have my student loans through them. I have 3 personal loans through them, and then I have a Stafford loan, federal loan from the feds.
Working with the feds?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. So actually, what just happened recently was Wells Fargo pulled out of doing student loans. Like, they're like, we're getting out of this business. So what happened was that they pawned me off onto like some other company that I'm now, you know, paying
There you go.
my student loans to.
So you
Um,
got sold off, bro.
yeah. Oh, everybody that Wells Fargo was working with.
Yeah. That shit. I would say that shit happens, but I don't know
Hmm.
anything about that.
Well, I know
So,
that like when you buy a car or
mm,
something like that, you buy a house, usually the people, the organization that you buy it from then sells it to like some other company,
mm,
right? That then just collects your money because the people that you were working with initially, they just want their money right now.
yeah. So they get paid.
They want to get paid now, and then
They sell
they'll
to a
have,
company that's okay with getting paid later.
yeah, they're okay with steady checks in theory.
Mm,
It's higher risk, but then they get money, long term, and
and interest.
yes, and then they make their money and then some with the interest that they charge you. But it's not like they changed the rules of the agreement once, because that's illegal. you know, um, my interest rate didn't go up, in my student loans because Wells Fargo decided, all right, well, I'm
Yeah.
selling
Fuck you guys. I'm
selling
going
your
off.
debt to somebody else because we want to get cash now.
Yeah.
Um, and the company that just bought it can't be like, oh, we're actually doubling your interest.
Interest is now 36%.
Yeah, I would just want to, pay
Yeah,
because
fuck you guys.
lawsuit. Um,
So you're paying it off. So when do you think you'll be done with the student debt at this rate that you're going at right now? Steady rate right now. Because I'm sure you could 1 month, you get you give steady payments of let's say $500. I'm sure
mhm.
at any time you could be like, here's 10K.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, anytime we can do that. You know what?
Yeah.
10 grand right down.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? Fuck it
Yeah.
right here.
No, we don't. No.
No, not 10K, but I'm sure you can add more money than what your steady paychecks to get rid of it
Sure.
faster.
Yeah.
But
So
at the
that's
rate you're
called.
going at right now,
So now a good and reliable method is called the Snowball Method.
you talked about it before, yeah.
We talked about that, and that was actually the episode 1 for the money section.
The unofficial episode 1.
Unofficial episode 1.
Yeah.
Probably at this rate, because I'm married and we have other things involved. It's not, just me. Like you, it's just you.
Gotta keep reminding me. It's okay, buddy.
Sorry, buddy.
It's not okay, actually.
Oh god.
Fuck.
Between 2 and 4 years, probably at this rate.
Which, that's much better
But
than you got rid of what 35K just about because you said
Mhm.
you started at like 35K in about 8 years,
Mhm.
and in about 2 years you'll get 30K done.
Mhm.
That's a pretty good rate.
Yeah.
Getting married was the shit. If you're in debt, just get married.
Just get married and it'll solve all your problems.
Exactly.
No,
everything.
that is not.
Don't get married.
That's not.
Don't get married then.
No, that's not what happens
Oh,
when you
okay.
get married. Your debt goes away. That's not what happens. What are you talking about? No, it's just kind of working out that way because we are a unit and we're like working together to achieve a common goal. And we what we did was we lined up our goals and we want to do like home improvement stuff. We line up our debts, smallest to largest, doing the snowball method. And then we just figure out what all the things that we want to do on a monthly basis, like any type of subscriptions or memberships that we want to have. And we do the thing, and then we set money aside for our goals, and we just steadily work towards our goals. So we're still figuring it out. A year and a half in being married, we're still tweaking the budget. We're still changing things around. Because you change your budget, like you change your budget and you have to keep it that way for like a month and a half or something like that in order to see if it works. Because
Yeah.
you can't just change your mind, 14 days later and be like, no, it's not working.
Unless
You know,
something drastically
unless
changes. Like you get a new job that you
turns
get
out,
paid
oh
less or
shit, I
more.
miscalculated and I'm actually now in the hole $500.
Oh, look, that's
I
David.
fucking missed the decimal point.
Oh, yeah. That happened
So
to me.
something like that, yes, please do the fucking math and get it right. But if the math works
Mhm.
on paper, see if it works in practice. And then that's what we did recently. We changed our numbers around because what just wasn't working perfect enough.
Mhm. Well, you have to adapt it. It has to
We're
be adaptable.
adapting,
Yeah.
and a budget is a living document. It is constantly going to be changing, and I probably I update it every week
Mhm.
actually because I get paid by the hour. So I'm getting that. I'm the way that I do my budget is I'm averaging the amount of money that I'm making, like every uh two 2 months or something like that.
Mhm.
Like my I find the average, per month for every 2 months or whatever, right? So and I update it every week. I get paid every week,
Yeah.
right? So then numbers flux, and then I can add some more money,
Yeah.
to the
This week I could
snowball
do
or
this,
whatever.
or this other week I have to take
Yeah,
away from this. Yeah.
I mean it's not a flaw-proof system because it's passive, uh, management basically.
Mhm.
It's just based on past data. It's not based on like future
Future.
and forecast type data. I just never played around with that stuff. Probably should, you know.
I bet, especially since you're getting close to paying it off.
Yeah,
Closer, at least.
yeah. But I mean, the calculations that I have done before, I think about the future, but then I collect the data based on
Next couple
what
months.
we
Yeah.
actually have done, what we spent our money on, and I review it and all that stuff. Yeah.
Which is good.
So yeah, hopefully within the next couple of years, I think because we have changed our goals so much, tweaking it, going around, do we want a whole bunch of petty cash?
Yeah.
Do we want to throw it all in savings and not have any money to do anything?
But at least you have money for later.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors that go into it.
Like,
You have to realize, or not realize, but you have to find out what you really want
mm-hmm,
in terms of, would you rather struggle,
mm-hmm.
quote unquote, now and be good later, or just have fun, try to have fun all around, or just be really good now and then struggle
Yeah.
later? It's really what you want to do.
Right.
And it's harder because you have two people involved with it. It's a little bit easier for me because it's only just me.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, so like one day I'm like, man, fuck the future. I'm spending 10K right now. And then the next
Dogecoin.
Dodge. And then the next day I'm like, yo, I overdrafted. Dad, I need money.
Yeah.
No, that's never happened. Thankfully. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have for setting a goal? Obviously, you have to factor in how much money you make, what situation you're in,
Setting what type of goal? What are you talking about?
a financial goal.
Setting a financial goal.
Going in theme with not good enough money episode.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Enjoy every moment.
What advice do you have for setting a financial goal?
Setting a financial goal.
What do you have to factor in? Let's count that. Well, you have to factor in how much you make.
It's really
what
general.
your living situation is like.
You got to figure out what your income and your expenses. If you're yeah, you got to just a general goal. It's whatever money you have set aside or you have left. Like you need to figure out how much you have or how much you're making.
Yep.
Get some little
All right.
ASMR in there.
Oh, okay, of course.
So you got to figure out how much that you make,
Mm.
how much you spend. Okay, then the difference is how much you have left, right?
Negative.
Basic math. So if you have negative, there's one of two things you need to do.
Stop.
One, stop spending as much or make more money. Okay.
The latter.
A little louder?
No, the latter.
The latter. Make more
I'm gonna
money.
Make more money.
Okay. Or you
Totally
can
go.
just no. Just stop spending money. Usually that's a
What?
little more
Nah.
easier.
Well, the biggest
So-
factor for setting a goal has to be what you want. What do you want?
You're going to have
You can't set a goal without realizing.
That's why
what
I
you
have a
want.
hard time answering the question because you're like, how do you set a goal? I'm like, you set it. Next question. Like, what? Give me a financial goal.
Let's say I want to be a millionaire by 30.
By the age of 30.
Let's say I'm 18
Okay.
years old right now, just fresh out of high school.
Okay.
Fresh out of high school, I have a job at a convenience store, full time.
Okay. So you're 18, and so you want to be a millionaire by the time that you're 30?
Yeah.
All right. So what? That's 12 years?
I guess I don't know the math. Yes. I've been counting pills all day, bro.
Yeah, but have you been taking them too?
Can't tell nowadays.
All right, so 30 years. 30 years old, that you got 12 years to go. I mean, you gotta be determined. If you're determined, like there's no better time to start than now. You know, so if you're
That's the best age to start.
if you're 18 now,
beginning-
congratulations, happy birthday.
At the beginning, you don't have any debt. You know,
in theory, I've heard of stories.
yeah, there's always exceptions out there for
Parents
everything.
putting your name on like the phone
Assholes.
bill when you're 12,
Dicks.
ruining your credit score before you even.
Yeah, now
like-
T-Mobile's after you.
yeah,
You're on collections and shit.
yeah,
You know, you're in theory you're debt free.
sure.
Let's say you still live with your parents.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily plan on going to school. Maybe you're a little bit more in my situation
Mm-hmm.
in terms of that. But you work full time.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best time to take advantage of living with your parents.
You're absolutely right. I mean, that's what I was doing. Man, I had over 10 grand in my account. Like when I was living with my parents.
Mhm.
I was your age. Younger. No. Pretty much your age. Like I was your age. I had 10 grand in my checking. And I was working full time. I just graduated. And I've been working full time while living with my parents. Living at the house, so room and board was taken care of, but I was paying for my car, all of my car expenses. I was paying for my phone,
A little bit of food, I would imagine.
and any type of going out money that I wanted to spend. Yeah, just room and board was basically covered, which is a big expense.
Yeah. That's,
know?
yeah, that's the biggest one. I mean, that's $700 just rent off every month for me, plus car, plus car payment, all that ends up to like 16.
So you're like what, 50%? 50% expenses, just your
like
just
70%.
I
would have to say, yeah, just about
70% just in what now? Your room or your living,
electric.
That's all part of the
internet.
house.
Oh,
Yeah,
then
so
just the house
your
altogether,
house,
it's like,
and then you have a car payment.
Yep. No, not a car payment, but car insurance.
Sure. All
which
right.
is-
So
right now is like
so
140.
your home and car is 70%.
I'm gonna have to say
You probably
maybe
want
60.
like to look at your numbers.
We'll get back into that one day.
Yeah, you and me, like off the
record.
off the record.
Camera.
Let me look at.
Ooh, let me look
Probably
at it,
you need to stop spending something
Something.
or make more money.
I feel like
okay,
what
so-
hurts a lot of people that are young is the going out. That shit adds up, dude.
Yes,
I went to
because-
cheesecake the other day with our friends that you didn't go to with, asshole.
Mhm.
That's for like $30, bro.
Yeah.
That shit expensive. That shit
Yeah.
adds up.
Yep. It does. So stop going out. Stop eating out. Like, stop doing it. Like, have people over. You
Have
know?
people over.
Well, hashtag COVID. You know,
COVID.
you figure that out.
You can spend $30 on cheesecake for one night, or you can go to Publix, spend $30, and have food for the next 3 days.
It's true.
So
that's true. No lie.
You save that money,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not something that's given a lot of thought. I feel like sometimes.
So now to answer your question, there's a lot of variables involved. I mean, you get 12 years to earn. We need to say earn $1 million. I mean, there's investments.
Yep, like
that's pretty much how you're gonna get wealthy. It's there is a big difference between being rich and wealthy. Like, do you know like the difference?
Either way, I want to be it.
Okay, you're like, yes, please. For me, rich, you have all of this cash, all of this liquid assets, right? Make it rain. You're rich. Or
like the green screen, Andy, making it rain.
Or you're wealthy. You have dividends coming in. Like you have a steady paycheck because all of your investments and stock and all this stuff. You have houses that you rent. You have rental property or whatever it is, and that's steady income. Like you're just wealthy. Your net value is $1 million versus $1 million in your checking account.
Yeah.
Like, to me, there's a pretty big difference. In the long term, you should aim for your net value being $1 million. Now, I am no money-er guy.
Wow, holy shit. That is the stupidest
like,
shit I think you said.
Well, I'm trying to bring it down to your level.
What the fuck?
Like, I am no accountant or anything like that. Like, I am just... Means. Yeah, I was just trying to, throw out letters.
Nah, for sure.
Letters and words for you.
Oh, great.
But so I am no accountant, so don't quote me on this stuff. But it's just based on my viewpoints and whatnot. Like
hashtag not financial advice.
Yeah, hashtag not good enough.
Hashtag
Sorry.
Not good enough financial advice.
So you get 12 years ago for $1 million, right? So for starters, right off the bat, figure out what your expenses are, what your income is, how much you have left. You should figure out, money that you can put away, into like some type of investment. That's really the best way to go.
I feel like that's one of the only
mutual
ways,
really. Yeah, pretty much, because you're 18.
You're 18, like let's say you're making 30. Like, how much do I make
again?
37
again with the Ramsey solutions. Like I followed them. It's Roth IRAs is what they recommend. And so as far as the 7 baby steps that they preach about, so you have money, and so you don't have debt. You should be putting 15% of your income. So consider that part. Consider that part of your expenses. And if you're dedicated to this, to earning $1 million in 12 years,
you put more.
Then you put that at the very top of your list as part of your expenses, right? However much money that you make in a month,
thing you do, fucking put it
15% goes into your account. Continue to invest it every single week. If you get paid every week, every 2 weeks, whatever it is, every single check that you get, 15%, boom, goes right in there. Then you worry about the rest of the bills. Now, you need to do the math so you're not going over 100% of expenses, because you don't want to go in the red. You don't spend more than you make. Now, they also recommend don't use credit cards. I don't have credit cards. You don't have a problem with it. Like, I
use it to buy gas, and that's it.
Yeah, I do too.
Just to build,
and then online purchases. But then my practice is, Once it is because
Once it's posted, just pay for it.
because I look at my transactions every day, pretty much. It's just like checking mail or checking email, whatever it is. Like I check out the accounts, make sure there's no fishy shit going down.
I can't check it every day because then I start judging myself. Who the fuck? Why the fuck would you spend that much money?
Well, like
Maybe
I
I need
said,
that.
you should probably not spend the money that you're spending.
Nah, I've been
There's
doing
probably
really, I've been
something.
doing really good for the last year.
I'm proud of you.
Now the RIA sounds like a good idea if you're 18 and you're trying to become a millionaire by 30, because if you're putting away 15% or more of your monthly or weekly income.
Who knows if that math even works?
No, 100%.
Like I don't know if you're gonna make $1 million in 12
No,
years.
it depends on how much you make and all that. There's a lot of factors going involved
Sure.
in it. But I feel like that's safer than investing, because investing, especially in like what I'm doing now, which is crypto, it's very volatile. Like I said, just yesterday I was down almost $1,800, and today I'm up 500, and it changes like that on the fucking daily. You don't know what the fuck is gonna happen.
Hourly.
So hourly, yes. So what you could do is you could either put that in RIA, or you can invest and you just put it into an index. So like the what's that called? SF 500? What's it called?
Well, the index is like a collection of.
It's a collection of companies.
Well, that's what mutual funds are, I believe.
The RIAs?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. So just do what the fuck Andy's talking about.
Yeah, it's a collection of good companies, like wealthy companies that everybody is like pulling together to keep these companies going.
Yeah.
And they're invested in all of this collection of companies, and I don't know how it works.
Yeah, because it's supposed to gain just by every year in theory.
Yeah.
Because it's all the good companies, like you said, quote unquote good companies. And if you're doing really bad, they don't put you in the fucking index. You're not in the index anymore. So they get rid of that dead weight. So if you look at the trend, it obviously crashed in 2020 as everything did. As soon as COVID hit, there's a big fucking dip, but it goes like this.
Yep.
Up or this way. Sorry, it goes like that.
That's right.
In the last like 10 years. So I mean that's a pretty quote unquote safe investment to make.
Yeah.
For
and like I was saying, it's long term
at that age for long term. Exactly. Yep. It's obviously going to be very different. You could be very passive with that type of goal. Now, if you try to do my goal, but $1 million in 10 months, you better be aggressive as fuck. You better be out here every fucking day, no sleeping at all. Just doing shit. Just sucking dick or selling drugs illegally and to keep the tax money and a whole bunch of shit for 10 months to get the $1 million.
Yeah, you gotta hustle.
Like a motherfucker.
Like you're working. A motherfucker. You're working 20-hour days. Like you were hustling. Like it's nobody's business because it's not. It's yours.
Exactly.
And that is your business to hustle.
Yes. Like
you're doing everything. You're you got your Robinhood going. You got some other investment thing going. You got
Robinhood open on one phone. On the other phone, you got Coinbase. On the third phone, you just looking at the news and shit.
Yeah.
And then you working too, doing whatever the fuck. Yeah. You do.
All that while working
as I'm counting drugs,
working at the drive-through or handing out.
Your address is what? Hold on a second.
Come on, Doge!
Doge, come on! Go up to the moon, baby, to the moon! And you just turn around. Man, what did you say?
I'm sorry. Who are you? Your name?
Yeah. Are you gonna give me money? No, get the fuck out of here.
What do you mean I have your license? Or no. Just a minute.
Man, 1 second. I feel like this is a good stopping point for the first episode.
Okay.
Not good enough money.
To the moon.
Yeah, it's probably like, dude, it's like 50 minutes. Holy shit.
To the moon.
To the moon, baby. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw at Elon Musk's SNL, Dogecoin to the moon. We're trying to get it up to $1. So yeah, if you guys want to, please invest in that, so we can all get rich. So we'll see you next week for the main podcast episode that hopefully are coming on Mondays. All right, I was looking at his face to make sure he agreed. And then
hopefully I'm agreeing with that.
Hopefully yes. Okay. And then the Not Good Enough Money episode should be coming out sometime in the middle of the week. So this one should be up either Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
And we'll keep a slew of these episodes. We might switch it up a couple weeks. But we'll definitely keep revisiting this, especially since now I have Robinhood, so now I know a little bit about money.
Yeah, now we can keep on talking about it. Yeah, this is gonna be fun because I'm also learning about it.
Yeah,
you've been doing it. You
I've
got
been
me
doing it.
in.
Yeah, I got
involved.
Andy in Robinhood, which is
And
interesting.
yeah, it certainly is, and it's more of a hobby for me right now.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, I can afford to lose the money that I'm putting into it.
which is the money that you should invest. That's
Correct.
money that you should invest is money that
Mhm.
you could be fine with if you just throw away.
Yeah.
Which is not what I'm doing at the moment.
Nope.
But it's fine. We'll talk to you guys next week.
That's right.
Thank you for listening, watching. Remember, we are on YouTube, Anchor, all that stuff. We read our comments, so comment down below anything that you guys have to say.
Smash that like button.
Smash the like button. Subscribe.
Tickle that subscribe.
All right, and that's gonna conclude the episode. Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
Bye bye.